KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The most important ingredients to sustaining health and wellness are the resources and tools that help you live a vibrant and healthy life. At San Juan Regional Medical Center, the goal is to promote health by making sure those resources are available. Find the path to the best life at lifebetterhere.com. San Juan Regional Medical Center. Better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. Minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 9th day of February 2023. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE this morning. We're at 90.9, of course, over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and we stream everywhere else, of course, on the planet from our website, KSJE.com. We also want to welcome our viewers who are joining us this morning because this is, as you know, a community-supported visual radio station. So we want to welcome our viewers who are joining us this morning. The video is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. Coming up this morning in the next few moments, my guest, Arvin Trujillo, will be joining me from Four Corners Economic Development. He'll be coming on the phone with me to talk about economic development efforts in the region. That interview begins in the next few moments, right here on KSJE in the next few moments. Then later on, we'll check in with our friends at TEA, Theater Ensemble Arts, about their 25th season, which gets underway later on this month with Steel Magnolias. We'll learn about that production and more coming up later on this hour at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE, of course, on air and online. Mick Guest is going to be here next hour, roving with the arts. He is playing music from Valentin Silvestrov that you'll hear next hour here on KSJE, and we invite you to connect with us on our Instagram page, in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And of course, you can always subscribe to KSJE Podcasts, probably where you're already listening to podcasts. So do a search and find us and subscribe for free, and maybe discover a new program that you may have missed recently. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, we've got a windy Thursday. It's going to stay windy throughout the day. 26 degrees outside at the moment. We've got winds about 7 miles per hour at the moment, but things have been a little windier at times. 42 for a forecast high later on today. Clear skies tonight with a low near 16. Sunshine at 44 for a high on Friday. It'll be partly sunny skies this weekend with a high of 53 on Saturday and 56 on Sunday. Partly sunny and 49 for a forecast high on Monday. Well, let me introduce my guest who is here with us this morning, as I mentioned, from Four Corners Economic Development, our regular visit, but we can't stop him. He's on the road. Arvin Trujillo is en route this morning, but we're able to grab him for a few minutes on the phone. Arvin, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. It's been a hectic month and even a week right now.
I bet it has. And so you are on your way to where this morning?
I'm on my way to Window Rock.
Okay. Can you tell us what's going on, or is it top secret?
Yeah. No, it's not top secret.
Okay.
But what we're doing right now is we're working with the nation on a number of different initiatives with the new administration, and they have asked us if we could help them with some of their economic and governmental strategic efforts. So we're going to be talking to them about that and see what we can do to help them out.
Okay. Well, they're talking to some of the best in the business, I would say, so they're probably pretty smart to do that. But they've got a lot of kind of irons in the fire, I would think, too. As you and I have talked on this program, they've had a lot of issues with job losses and businesses closing and leaving from parts of the reservation or parts adjacent to the reservation, mostly energy jobs and careers and things like that. And so is that some of the focus that you're going to be talking about today?
Yes. There's a number of challenges. As many people may be aware, the Niagara and Montoya administration is really looking at how they can focus on economic development and looking at the challenges coming forward. We got the closure of Navajo Generating Station. We've got the closure of San Juan Generating Station, where a number of Navajo people were employed. We've got Four Corners Power Plant, where APS has indicated that they're going to exit that project in 2031. So they're looking at these things and they're saying, okay, what's the next step? How do we proceed from here? So President Nygren has really looked at, how do we start looking at economic development and how do we move in that realm? And so again, that coupled with the other government services that are needed, he's looking for how he can get some assistance on that.
Right. Very good. And of course, but the tribe also can be a big player in some of these other projects because they have some resources that may be available. They've got some dollars that they could certainly use. They've certainly got the workforce ready to go. And so we've talked about this before too with the rail project. They are a big partner in that project to try to provide a rail spur into the San Juan County area and of course travel across the reservation. So I imagine that's part of the conversation too today.
Yes, they are a big player in a number of different things, especially in what we're doing here in San Juan County, looking at the railroad, as you indicated, the hydrogen initiative with the Western Interstate Hydrogen Hub Coalition that's in place. There are 8 projects that are being promoted by this hub, which is a coalition of 4 states, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. And out of those 8 projects, there are 4 of them here in New Mexico. And out of those 4 out of New Mexico, there are 3 here in San Juan County. And out of those 3, there are the potential of 2 of them being on the Navajo reservation. So they've got a good stake in that. And so, again, we're looking to see how we can work with them effectively to bring those projects to fruition here.
Very good. And of course, the tribe, the Navajo Nation government is set up a bit differently, maybe than places off the reservation. And the only reason I mention that is just some of their efforts with the tribal utility and moving into maybe some of the more renewable energy production facilities on the reservation. I'm thinking of the solar installation near Kayenta, and maybe some other aspects along those lines, and that seems to be where a lot of some of the focus from the Navajo Nation government has been in the past. Do you expect that to stay in the future, Arvin?
No, I do expect that to continue. I mean, there's a large push right now as the nation transitions in their energy efforts. There is a push to see what they can do in the areas of renewable development. And so, again, they're exploring those aspects. They've got one major project they've got in place out at Kayenta. They're looking at the possibility of other projects. You got the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority that's looking at that. You got NTEC that's looking at new alternative energy sources in their portfolio. And even Navajo Oil and Gas Company is looking at how they can begin to participate, looking at natural gas development and future developments in the areas. And so, again, the nation is really beginning to focus on what they can do and how they can position themselves, I believe, in the energy sector, given that, they've been a huge player in coal, oil, and natural gas. And so they're wanting to transition to other sources, and so I think that's something they're very keen on at this point in time.
Right. Very exciting and interesting. And of course, part of this too is that they want to bring utilities to some of the residents in some of the parts of the reservation that still do not have maybe access to reliable electricity or water or things along that line. So a lot of these projects have that mission as well, does it not, to try to bring more services to the people of the Navajo Nation?
It is, and again, President Nygren has indicated that very clearly because he's pushed the fact that he wants to get services to the people. He's looking at infrastructure development and how he can begin to get that initiated throughout the Navajo Nation, not only looking at electricity, but looking at water, looking at road improvements, looking at a number of different services that will help improve the quality of life for the Navajo people. So those are other challenges that he has going. And so, again, we're looking to see how we might be able to partner with the nation effectively to assist them to help them in this process. And again, we're really excited about moving in that direction.
Right, very good. And also I wanted to ask you just a bit about broadband too, because I know that's a big project that Four Corners Economic Development is working on. It includes the Navajo Nation. It includes, I think, a couple of routes maybe across the reservation that would maybe link up to some of the communities, and so that's also in the works, is it not?
Yeah, right now we're in the processes of having some discussions with companies that are looking at developing what we call, or what we're looking at is basically high-speed foundational broadband that would go through different areas. They're looking to see if they can connect Phoenix with Denver and with Salt Lake City, and they want to bring some of that fiber through San Juan County on its way to Denver. And so we're talking with them to see how we possibly might be able to work with them on that. They've also been in discussions with the Navajo Nation on that. So the idea here is we do have one high-speed line that comes from Albuquerque into San Juan County, but if we could get another one coming in this direction, that would give us more access to high speed, give us redundancy, and hopefully really help us with the costs of that service coming into the area, so it's not expensive and everybody can afford it.
Right, and of course, thinking of the map of the geography there, if you're bringing up a line from Phoenix to Denver, it cuts right through a lot of communities on the reservation and into San Juan County, as you mentioned before, heading north and east. So that would make sense, and Salt Lake to the north and west. So that makes a lot of sense as well. Arvin, what else have you been involved with at FORCED, at Four Corners Economic Development? I know working with the Navajo Nation is certainly just one of the many things that keeps you busy and on the road most of the day. And so talk to me a little bit about some of the other things that you've got on your plate today.
Okay, one of the big things that we were real pleased with was we recently had a meeting. As some of you may recall, we did an asset assessment of San Juan County. We had some outside consultants come in and help us on really looking at what property, what assets do we have here in the county? What should we be focused on as we move forward? And they did a full assessment for us, and based off of that assessment, we came up with 24 different projects that we've been working on, or potential projects we should be looking at in the future. Well, we brought together about 18 community members from the municipalities, from the county. We have business owners there, and they spent the full day with us looking over all those projects and really coming up with a priority process. And again, I'm really pleased with that. We were able to discern where should we put our focus over the next year. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be publishing those results, getting that on our website, so people can see what we're going to be doing and where we're going to put in our efforts. But the thing that I really was pleased with was the fact that we had mayors, we had city council persons, we had people from industry, we had business owners. We had these people who are very busy, and they have a lot on their plates, but they were willing to take one day and sit down with us and really review all the information that we had and help us really determine, what should be our priorities, where should we be putting our efforts as FORCED. And, that was really something that to me was really pleasing to see, and I'm really excited about the prospects coming down as we move forward this coming year.
Very good. Well, that's good to hear. And let me ask you about the legislative session that's underway in Santa Fe. It's a 60-day session. Are you watching some bills that may help with economic development activity across the state and things that might attract more businesses to New Mexico, including San Juan County?
Yes, we're looking at, of course, the hydrogen initiative. There's discussions about how we can look at that whole effort. We're watching that and seeing how that proceeds very closely. We're seeing what will begin to transpire as far as the Energy Transition Act is concerned. That was passed. There's been some discussions about that. We're looking to see how that begins to work through the process. We're also kind of monitoring what's happening with the a bill that was introduced by Representative Allison, looking at the cleanup of San Juan generating station. And so, again, we're watching those pieces, too. I'll be headed up to Santa Fe also to really continue my efforts in just educating people on what we're doing here in San Juan County and how the legislature could possibly help us. One of the big things coming down the road is going to be looking at the hydrogen initiative. If we should be successful in being selected by the Department of Interior, that is going to be requiring a 50% match on the funds that we're looking at. So take, for instance, with the NAPI demonstration hydrogen project, that total project is going to be about $50 million. And so the government will put, 50 million. So the government will put in $50 million, and we're going to have to match that $50 million. So the total cost of that build out we're anticipating about $100 million to get that all in place over 4 stages. So those are some of the things that we're looking at right now and educating our legislators on what's happening here in San Juan County.
Right. And I guess that's for every project, though, right? That match. And so if the state wants to be a player in this, they really have to expect to have to pony up those matching funds wherever these projects are located in the state of New Mexico, right?
Yeah, the state will have to look at the percentage. And, of course, we're going to be looking at all the industries that are taking part in these different projects to have them be a part of this and add to that match also. So it's not going to be the state coming in full force with all the match money, but they're going to be a significant player in this whole process.
Sure. And you mentioned NAPI, so that's another involvement by the Navajo Nation, right?
Yes, that's a big involvement by the Navajo Nation. We've been real pleased on how this project has been progressing. There's a lot of enthusiasm from a lot of our stakeholders within the WISH organization, with the Western Interstate Hydrogen Hub Coalition, about this project, because we're not only looking at the agricultural end of things, but we're looking at not only generating but utilizing that hydrogen in the growth of crops here on the NAPI farm, and then being able to distribute those crops not only throughout the country, but finding ways that we could create good markets here in the local region to bring good quality produce here to the Four Corners area.
Right. Very good. And Arvin, I wanted to ask you a little bit, if we have some time, and I didn't ask you how long we had with you this morning, but I'm hoping we have maybe about 10 more minutes
Sure.
before you get to your destination, maybe, or we lose signal, but my fingers are crossed. So far, so good. We talked a little bit ago with Jason Sandell, of course, with Aztec Well Service, talking a little bit about natural gas. And, of course, the prices of natural gas are high, and I think folks are in the industry are happy about that. Homeowners who heat with gas or cook with gas, maybe not so much. But his point was that folks are working on ways to export natural gas, and there's some export facilities being built in northern Mexico that would be probably the closest to the San Juan Basin. And so is that for a long-term type of economic development situation? Is that something that you're keeping an eye on as well as possible new markets for San Juan Basin natural gas?
Yes, to Sandell, through his Western states coalition,
yes,
have been looking at how they can market natural gas and possibly even get natural gas or obtain markets internationally for our natural gas. And so again, he's looking at Mexico as a way to not only send natural gas to Mexico, but also to use that as a way to export natural gas to other parts of the world. And so again, we're looking at those pieces as a possible, well, not possible. Getting those to happen would be a really positive impact here in the county, as well as in the western part of the U.S. really helping with natural gas development, and really looking at how we can transition our energy efforts and obtain new sources for energy here, not only here in the U.S., but across the world. That coupled with carbon capture and carbon sequestration, there's a lot here that's happening. And again, we're really looking at how we can begin to transition ourselves as we look into the future and see how we can help the U.S. meet that goal of net zero carbon emissions by 2050.
Right, right. And Mr. Sandell was saying that part of the appeal of San Juan Basin gas is the way it is collected and drilled and done in a more environmentally responsible way, and that apparently has gotten the attention of some foreign governments and buyers perhaps who would rather buy their gas that's produced that way than maybe a dirtier way of producing natural gas from other places in the world. And I guess that's part of his marketing and his pitch, I guess, to try to make this happen, right?
Yes, and again, Mr. Sandell has been a tremendous job in really bringing that out, and much like Forset has been doing with its marketing efforts to begin to showcase the Four Corners area, Mr. Sandell has been doing that effort in the natural gas field, really showcasing what we do have here in the San Juan Basin and how we're open to working with a number of different entities in a business manner in order to help achieve their goals and also achieve our goals here in the San Juan Basin. Right.
Very true. Well, in the minutes we have remaining this morning, Arvin, I wanted to give another shout out to the website of Four Corners Economic Development. I saw a Facebook post this past week about a family thinking of moving here to the area and wondering about schools and communities and things along that line. And one of your folks, I think it was Chris Hunter, that came on and made a post and linked to the website, providing all the information that the website provides to this family who is considering a move to San Juan County. And as we talked before, it's a great resource for locals and visitors and maybe people who want to relocate alike to discover what the county is about, what makes up the county, and all those different things. I know you've spent a lot of time, money, and effort on making that website be as usable as it is. So congrats again to you.
Well, thank you. And I also like to really congratulate Chris Hunter in helping me put that together. He's a contractor for Forset. He's been really helping me not only on the website, but on the hydrogen initiative. And again, he's brought this information together. I want to thank, again, all the schools and the communities. We're wanting to go back out and revamp our website, make sure that our information is up to date. We'll be doing that in the near future. But, this has been a great resource. There's been a number of times when we've been able to get this information out to different families and different companies just to show what we have here in San Juan County. And as I've explained before, we're getting hits not only here in the greater U.S. Part of the region, but we're starting to get hits around the world. And so people are becoming more and more informed about what we have here in San Juan County. And it's all due to the county's participation, all the stakeholders in the county, their participation in developing this website, and everybody coming together to assist us in getting the word out to the public about what we have here in San Juan County. So everybody's to be congratulated. We're just here to try to put it all in a nice little package and put a bow on it so people can take a look at it.
Well, like I said, it's a great resource. We've talked about it on this program. I know if folks are wondering what we're talking about, they can go online and check it out. The Four Corners Economic Development website. We did a great program with you and Chris about all the work that went into compiling all that data and making it available to folks to go through. And so you can get lost in there for a while if you're not careful, because there's just so much to look at. So it's a great thing. Well, Arvin, I appreciate you talking to me this morning. I'm glad we tracked you down on the road. I'm sorry to interrupt your road trip, but I hope you have safe travels and get to Rindo Rock safely. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. And again, just thank you for really working with me, Scott. You've really helped me get word out. As you indicated, our website, the www.4cornersed.com, people can take a look at it. There's a lot of information in there, and we're wanting to grow that and build that even more. So again, thank you very much, and thank you for your efforts to help us out here at Forsyth.
Well, just like all the communities, right? It's a cooperative effort, and we're glad to be part of that group to work with you, Arvin. So thank you again. We'll talk to you in about a month.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. That's Arvin Trujillo, the CEO of Four Corners Economic Development, my guest here on KSJE. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
Hello, this is Emin Chi, bringing you week 4 of Coaching Tips of the Week. This week is resources. There are many resources available on our college campus, both physically and online. Be sure to know these valuable resources if you are unsure of their availability. Do an online search using your college website. If you cannot find the resources on your own, be sure to contact the Student Achievement Center in room 1604. Resources can be found in the following areas: Library Services, Native American Center, Herencia and Latina Center, the Student Achievement Center, the Career Center, Trio Center /Edge, Tutoring Center, the Veteran Center, Financial Aid Office, Advising, the Counseling Center, Disability Services, Business Office, and the Dean of Students, and more.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College. KSJE is supported by the University of Denver Graduate School of Social Work Four Corners program in Durango, accepting applications for the Advanced Standing MSW program beginning July 2023. Students with a bachelor's degree in social work are eligible for the one-year program. Stipends in child welfare, opioid workforce expansion, and Native American tuition support to eligible students are available. Find out more at du.edu/socialwork.
Who comes out a winner when we play the game?